The 947 Ride Joburg mountain bike, proudly brought to you by 947 and hosted by Steyn City. A spectacular summer's dawn over Johannesburg, a fitting prelude to a much anticipated day on the mountain bike calendar. After a 2-year COVID-enforced absence, the 947 Ride Joburg mountain bike was back.
I'm expecting a hard battle today. I haven't ridden my mountain bike in a long time. I haven't raced it, I think, since 2018. So yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, the last race, last 947 I did was the road race, and that ended quite well for me. So yeah, I'm really excited for this race.
So I was very surprised the first time when you came here to ride the routes. It's very exciting. It's a bit on the road, it's a bit on the gravel, there's a few pump tracks, so it's a bit of everything. So it's actually it's an exciting ride. So look forward to it.
There was electricity in the air as the A batch, which contained the elite and pro men, charged away from the start at Steyn City. A cocktail of experienced veterans, gung-ho youngsters and a sprinkling of roadies, all racing for one of the most prestigious titles in the province. The early Ks were a blur as they swept through the lush green parklands of one of the most spacious estates of its kind anywhere in the country. A high-velocity train snaking along the smooth paved pathways. The ferocious pace caused a small gap to open between the leading 7 riders and what would soon become the chasing pack. Soon enough, they went into the first of many sectors of purpose-built single track, on board behind Jacques Janssen van Rensburg of Team DSV. Uniquely, the entire 55 kilometers was contained within the Steyn City estate.
Yes, it's amazing to be able to host the whole 55 odd kilometers inside the estate. That's completely safe with awesome trails. We assisted them to build some trails. I think we added about 4 kilometers to the trail network and also connected some sections which is maybe just not that much fun to ride from one section to another section. And I think the riders are really going to enjoy it. It's just lovely, and the weather's playing along, and it's a beautiful day in Joburg.
Talking about the elevation of this route, one tends to think that Gauteng's pretty flat, but these guys are going to be pretty surprised when they ride on these trails today.
They're going to be very surprised. There's lots of climbing. I think there's close to 900 meters on the 52 kilometers. And then there's a lot of punchy climbs. It just takes the energy out of your legs, especially on a hard day like today.
Yeah, I must say for Gauteng, Joburg specifically, the amount of climbing in 50 Ks that we're going to get is actually quite surprising. But it's nice to see that Fritz and the team were able to put together such a nice route.
The group of 7 was whittled down to 4. Tiger Eurosteel strongman Peter de Toy, Sean-Nick Bester of Alpha Bodyworks, Mark Britson of Quebec and Next Hash, and young Jaden Turlo of Linwood Cyclery had powered away from their rivals and were burning up the trail. The Uxke River, which rises near Ellis Park in Doornfontein and eventually joins the Crocodile River near Hartbeespoort, was a regular feature on the route as they rode alongside and over the perennial flow. Without a big race-defining climb to split the quartet, they worked together for a while. The sparks would fly later as the high intensity would take a toll. Evidence of the hunger for races lay in the packed car park and buzzing race village. The women's elite race was a similarly diverse mix of youth and experience. Teresa Ralph and Yolandi Swanepoel, Kelsey van Schoor, Carly Skeepers and Danielle Stradum, all keen animators early on. The undulations quickly separated the field though. Ralph of Galileo Risk Infinity, Team Garmin Swanepoel and Stradum of Insect Science eased away from the rest of the contenders. Sunday's 55k race was the second event of the weekend with a 25k on the Saturday and of course a week ahead of the iconic 947 Ride Joburg road race.
We're going to tackle the mountain bike race this week and then we're on the road next week and absolutely looking forward to being back on 947.
So I think with me, I'm very passionate about exercise and mental health. So I'm riding for mental health and it's my first one to do the Joburg 94.7, so looking forward to being out there. I call myself a weekend warrior, so trying to see if I'm going to achieve what I've set out to do.
Back with the Racing Warriors, and it was now triumvirate. Britson ahead of Dutoy and Bester. Jaden Turlo had been dropped. The route continued to deliver excitement and variety. none of which could separate the three races just yet. However, as they closed in on the finish, an acceleration by Pritson expelled Bester from the group. It was a straight shootout between the two 22-year-old stars who'd spent many of their school and junior years dicing it out. They followed different paths. 2019 947 Cycle Challenge race winner and SA Road champion Pritson had been riding on the road in Europe. Du Toit has been a regular podium finisher at major local mountain bike races all year. It was a test of nerve and a game of cat and mouse before Du Toit attacked on the sinewy paths into the finish area. And the powerful Piger Eurosteel rider managed to hold off Pritson and take the win in just over an hour and 47 minutes, ensuring the mountain bikers retained their status on the dirt.
This morning I went and recon the finish line a bit because I knew last time it also ended on a sprint, so I knew what was coming, and I think I had up and just knowing what was ahead. But racing against Mark again was awesome. He was in Europe racing for Team Quebec the past years, and I think in Matric last we raced against each other, and I think our last race we also had a sprint finish. He took that one, but it was awesome seeing him back in South Africa and racing here.
You know, I enjoy it, like everyone mixing up, you know, the mountain bikers coming to the road scene, the road riders coming to the mountain bike scene. It creates a great rivalry, and Peter and I have had a rivalry for years now. We started racing together at the Ashburton and the Nissan Trail Seekers and the Spur races, you know, so, you know, to have this rivalry go through the years, it's amazing, you know. And then now next weekend I have to defend my title at the 947 ride Joburg, but yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I'm happy to have Peter there, and we'll have round two.
Nick Bester completed the podium in third place. Jaden Turlo led home veterans Jacques Janssen van Rensburg and Ben Melt Swanepoel, with another roadie, Travis Barrett, just behind them. Back with the women's race, and Steyn and Swanepoel were working hard to put the powerhouse Ralph under pressure. It was a tactic that worked and paid off handsomely for the 22-year-old Steyn. The insect science rider, who's carried great form over the past few months since getting a taste of the big time at the World Championships and a World Cup race, was able to ride away from Swanepoel.
It was very hard. It felt like we were sprinting from the start to the finish. And it's funny, it's like you can see Danella just in front of me and I see Teresa just behind me. So you're kind of trying to catch the one in front and, you know, pushing hard that the one behind you doesn't catch you. So the three of us were so close, and it was such a nice battle. So well done to both of them for a really great ride and keeping me on my toes.
Steyn, who like men's winner Du Toit was schooled in Potchefstroom, was in sublime form. She rode a classy race to distance Swanepoel eventually and take the win in 2 hours and 7 minutes.
It was stunning, and the single track, the new route and everything, really it was definitely worth the hype. I enjoyed it so much. I love the technical bits coming from a cross-country background, so that really played to my advantage. And I really loved the route. It was well marked, and all the marshals and things. I really can't fault it. It was awesome.
Swanepoel was 2 minutes and 19 seconds back in second place, around 18 minutes behind her husband, Ben Melt, as their garments told them. A consummate ride by Insect Science's Danielle Steyn, who continues to mature impressively into a top-class race winner. Less than a minute separated Swanepoel and Ralph. Kelsey van Schoor and Carly Skeepers rounded out the top five. The essence of the 947 Ride Joburg mountain bike lies further back in the field, and the hundreds of men and women testing themselves and having a blast in the sunshine.
But I think the Gees, as we call it in Pretoria, the Gees was awesome.
Steyn City has much to offer and is fast becoming a major landmark in South Africa. The estate is the brainchild of Doe Steyn and Giuseppe Plumari.
So Giuseppe and Doe had a dream about 10 years ago to create a village and a lifestyle like no other. What you see at Steyn City is believing in a product of a city that will never be reproduced in South Africa. The lifestyle is phenomenal. We've been voted top 10 lifestyle estates in the world recently by New World Wealth. You can live here and not have to leave for any kind of exercise and recreational activity. What you're looking at behind us is a 300-meter lagoon. We have a 50-kilometer mountain bike track, which your patrons are experiencing today. And we also have a 25-kilometer track. So where else in the country are you going to be able to get out of your home before work or after work, jump on a bicycle and cycle. You don't get to experience this every day, which is why once a year we open up these gates to actually allow visitors to see our cycle track in our race route. And it's important because seeing is believing, and unless you actually experience Steyn City firsthand, you're not going to believe what you're seeing. So yes, yesterday we had kids and families, a lot of them, and yesterday was the 25k track, and today's the 50 kilometer, and we're actually honored to host it. It really showcases what somebody can experience inside Steyn City.
The 947 Ride Joburg Kids Ride is an essential ingredient in the week-long cycle spectacular in Johannesburg, and thousands of youngsters and mums and dads took to the trails and tracks around Steyn City.
He's just so excited because he's never seen so many people in his life. So it's just brilliant.
It's a rite of passage for boys and girls who get to be part of one of the biggest sporting extravaganzas in the country. And who knows what this might lead to.
I've been training for 4 weeks and I'm ready to go. Everyone, just know, there's a new champion. I'm gonna be the fastest today. Hello?
Yes, you cannot need to hear. You can speak about how do you feel about the race?
I feel about the race is not difficult and I will try my best. Just I need to think positive.
Never a truer word spoken.
It's been great covering the event and seeing how everyone has had a great time. You know, it's so great to see a well-organized event. Everyone's been so hands-on. You know, Netcare, the crew here as well, the Chuck House, helping children come through. And I think what was also quite refreshing was that you saw parents helping other children as well, and everyone just having the sense of camaraderie to finish the race. It's been really encouraging, and it's so encouraging that people can come out during this time, spend some time outside, get some sunlight, and I know next year it's going to be bigger and better.
After numerous lockdowns and event cancellations, the sheer excitement at being able to take part in an event was overwhelming as the kids cheered each other on. Reward, a loving hug from mum, and a medal, of course. And the same goes for the mountain bike events. Some 2,300 riders got to experience the great trails and special vibe of the 25 and 55k races on Saturday and Sunday.
Vibe at the actual race venue is fantastic. There's so many happy faces. It's so beautifully organized. Everything's clean and there's just such good fierce here. It's really awesome. And yeah, I'll be supporting next weekend at the road race as well, and we're really looking forward to that.
Congratulations to all the finishers. We'll see you back here in 2022. And just remember,
if you love 947 Ride Joburg, then 947 loves you.
The 947 Ride Joburg, proudly brought to you by 947 and hosted by Steyn City.